I feel actually really appreciative, really grateful that I get to like follow in the footsteps of such legends and have an opportunity to, you know, do a comedy set on like one of the biggest stages that you could do a comedy set on, because this really is about comedy. Like Golden Globes equals the monologue is going to be so funny. It's going to be one of the funniest things you'll ever see, potentially, as we've seen other hosts do with it. So I'm so excited that I get to take a shot at that. And I feel really ready to do it, honestly. I'm pretty calm about it, even though it's extraordinary. I like this show because it is based in comedy. Like, you know, they're going to take it seriously, but you know you're going to see people get kind of roasted and like everyone's kind of drunk so they can handle the roasting better. You know, actors are notoriously sensitive. It's part of what makes them good at what they do, but they aren't really great at taking jokes. But a little booze takes the edge off, a little socializing, a little just, it's looser. So it's more of like it's as close as you can get to a comedy club feel at an award show. And so there's something really fun about it for me, like in that respect. But also it's just, because of Ricky, because of Tina, because of Amy, those clips that keep popping up a decade after they hosted, they're still showing up on my feed. That's the power of this show. Like it will last in the annals of comedy history. Like whatever I do in my monologue, if I do what I want to do, it will outlive me and I'll be remembered for it. So I take it very seriously. Well, I think that I am going to be a host that is palpably excited to be there and understands what an important night it is. I'm not going to come in and act like I'm above it or kind of over it, which I think has been the tone before for hosts, because they did feel tired of it and above it because that was their experience. For me, I'm like, oh, I can't believe I get to be in here. But I also know that it's kind of all fake and it's pretentious and elitist. And I'm jealous and I kind of want to take people down a little bit because they think they're so cool. So there's like a part of me that wants to do that, but also a part of me that like wants to be at the cool table. So I've been that way since high school, like straddling that line of like making fun of the cool kids, but also desperately wanting to be invited to the parties. And then when I get there, I'm like, it's not as good as I thought it would be, even though I'm like, but can I stay? So I think it's still that vibe of like, I am going to say what I've been observing, having had a 20 plus year career in this business, and also being really excited for being in this room among these people. I treat this like, you know, an athlete would treat the Olympics or a championship. You know, this is the biggest night of my career. But it's also not about me at all. I'm just a host. So I have to remember both of those things of like, not make it about you. Don't overthink it. Don't be like, if, you know, I flub a line, like panic, like things are gonna go wrong because it's live. And I kind of like that about it too. Because if it goes wrong, then I just like move on. You just move on and you keep going. And I just love live TV. It's terrifying and I like being scared. I mean, I'm going to watch as much as I can, but I'm not going to force myself to watch things that I'm just not interested in. I think I do a really good job in my life of staying up to date on things that I don't necessarily haven't watched. Like I'm the best at knowing how to talk about things that I haven't seen. I was an English major in college. I never read a single book. I did all Sparks Notes. So I'll probably Spark Notes a lot of these shows because there simply isn't enough time to watch everything. There isn't. But I think that's okay. I think that's another thing Ricky told me. He was like, he told me there was one award show where he watched everything as much as he could. And he said it didn't really matter because what matters is just bring yourself to it. And if yourself isn't someone who watches Shogun, just be that person on stage. Just know what it's about. Know the key players. So I'll be doing tons of research, but I don't know if it's like, if my research is going to be watching everything, because that's time that I could be on my phone. I mean, I love Hacks. I love The Bear, or at least I'm trying to love The Bear. I think everyone is. No, I have come to love The Bear. It was a struggle at first because it gave me anxiety. But I'm excited to see, honestly, the number one person I'm most excited to see is Martin Short, because I became a shorty this year, which is a thing I made up, which is like being a Swiftie, but for Martin Short. I mean, you should definitely tune in because I think I don't like tooting my own horn, but I do think based on how much I care about this and how much work I'm going to put into it, it's going to be really, really funny. There's just no question it will. It's going to be great. And also because it's just a great night of TV. It's live and everyone's drunk, everyone's looser. It's the beginning of award season. It kind of like kicks things off. So everyone's really excited to see each other. Also, people are like socializing at their tables. There's going to be a ton of people like whispering and you'll be like, oh my God, that person's talking to that person, and unexpected things will happen. I mean, it's a night where Hollywood like kind of takes off the sheen a little bit, even though it's very much on and everyone looks perfect, but everyone gets a little loose and jokey. And you should watch it because you should want to see the things that everyone's going to be talking about later in the week live. I think one of my favorite moments ever was when Tina and Amy were hosting and they were talking about how it's, such a crazy night because it's TV and film in the same room and, they're all sitting next to each other. And they go, Julia Louis-Dreyfus is sitting with film tonight. Hey, Julia, it's Amy and Tina from TV. Hello. And then they cut to Julia and she's like smoking. She's like vaping and has sunglasses on. And insert here. I mean, you guys own the footage. I didn't do it justice. It's so funny. It's so perfect. I would love to do something like that during some point in the show where I work out a bit with someone in the audience, because what an amazing opportunity to get to do comedy bits with these people I've admired for so long. So I don't know if Julia is in anything that can be nominated, but can we get her in something like quick? Because that would be the dream. And I mean, the other great moment was Ricky's last one where he had the runner of, I don't care. Doesn't matter anymore. I do care, so I can't do that. But that really, I mean, that's been inspirational to see someone just say the truth in his way, like his truth for himself. So there's a part of me that's like, I want to do what Ricky did because it was so on point and it was just what everyone needed to hear in that moment. But I can't do Ricky. I can't do the accent. And so I'm just going to have to do that form of authenticity and honesty in my own way. And that'll be the trick to it, to figure out what that is and how I do that.